was I think it was on the ESPN, maybe their local Philadelphia site or something, about some parting of the ways there, deciding whether they can cash out on Cole Hamels there. What are your thoughts, man? Do you think what do you think happens in that situation? And is that somewhere that even if they weren't the main person, could the Indians participate, perhaps be a facilitator or a participant in a trade with something of that level?
I don't think Hamill's coming here. I think he's probably going to go someplace that has a lot more, money behind them. And,
well, obviously, the money. Yeah.
Someone who they could possibly, sign him for future years and things like that. Because I think the Phillies, they really have to, shed payroll, and they really have to get younger because they can't move Ryan Howard, and that's kind of the biggest stumbling block. He's got this real big untradeable contract. But, Hamels might be able to be gotten by the right person. I think he might still be too rich for the Indians, even if it's just for a short time.
Yeah, that was my thoughts too. But in this article I was reading, they actually mentioned the Indians as a team that if they were willing to, go for a player with a higher price tag, they thought that there may be a match with some of the pieces or whatnot there. It'd be interesting to see, though, like you said. And what I was saying too is even if they're not the main participant, Indians do a good job of finding out what these other teams need and then being third team facilitators, being able to put it, well, he needs this and he needs that and we have this. So, and doing a little bit of trinket trading there and finding a way to match everything together. It's fun to me this time of year because of that. I love the Hot Stove League anyway. As fun as it is to me to say, oh man, they spent this much money and signed this guy, I love a good trade too, especially a good three-way deal where about 5 or 6 players that are all still significant traded at the same time, and that gets, I don't know, I like hot stove time. So, and the Indians have been so successful in the trade market, even though it takes 5 years for them to bear fruit later. But that's okay. I'm telling you, we drafted the 2019 Cy Young Award winner. We traded for him a couple weeks ago, brother. I'm just telling you now, man.
All right,
everybody's
yeah,
like,
I remember that.
Yeah, everybody's like, who? Yeah, 2019 Cy Young Award winner right there. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's that guy we got a week before Thanksgiving back in 2014. We got him for cash considerations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, so it's fun time of year, man. And by the time we talk next week, all the general managers will be together, commiserating and attempting to put together some of these deals that we get to talk about. So should be a lot of fun. But by the time you and I talk again this week, it'll be a lot of fun, too, because we'll be talking Browns. You'll have the Indianapolis Colts scouting report. I'm guessing no shortage of people for you to scout there on that side of the equation. And we'll know who's going to be the quarterback for the Browns.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be coming down the stretch. It's just a great thing to have the Browns even be with a winning record and actually in playoff contention at this point. I can't remember when the last time that was. So, it's not like we're playing out the string. So it's a great thing right there.
But you just said that. Oh, I love you, Jeff Gorman, but you just said that.
What?
And then want them to throw the kid out there, man. And those two don't mesh. But like I said, that depends, because there's people, and Jeff's one of them, that think that he is the better option, and then that makes sense if you look at it that way. But anyways, you are right, and it'll be fun to talk about it. Either way, we will have fun on our end discussing it, Jeff, coming this Friday. So, my man, thank you very much, as always, and they can check you out, Indians101.com, and they can tweet with you at Indians_101, and Jeff D. Gorman, your personal Twitter account as well, right?
That's right. It's going to be a lot of fun coming up to this Colts game. Hopefully it'll have a happy result at the end, especially at home.
Yep, we'll talk about that Friday, my man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Thank you, J-Dot.
You got it. Jeff Gorman from Indians and Browns101.com with us every Tuesday and Friday here on the Sports Fix. Let's take a break, get you some news. Hour 2 is kicking off with Dr. Football. Bill Check is in the house. We'll talk some more about the Browns and this whole quarterback situation. I want to hear what Dr. Football's got to say about this. And we talked about some playoff races. There's a ton of them going on. Even that ridiculous Tampa Bay thing I mentioned earlier. We'll get some thoughts from Dr. Football. We'll talk about the playoff chases going on around football as we're into the final month of the season. Ray Rice back, but Is he playing anywhere? I'm telling you, not a chance. But we'll see what Dr. Football says about that as well, and so much more. We'll talk some Browns, Hoyer, Manziel, NFL, Dr. Football coming up next. Doug Plagens follows him from the Lake Erie Monsters, and so much more. Don't go anywhere. It all comes your way in hour 2 next, after the news, here on the Sports Fix.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
I'm expecting a very important delivery at the house, so could you please call me if it arrives? I'll give you my cell number. 401-555-1125.
440.
No, I was just repeating the 4. 1-4.
14.
Intelligent talk.
Okay, 1125.
1125. 155.
I'm not giving you quantities of the numbers. I'm giving you the numbers. 1125. Those are the last 4 numbers.
Oh, I see. 1125.
Yes. All right. Now read the number back to me.
Let me get my pen.
The Sports Fix will be right back.
Hi, this is Joe Tate, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix. Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your automotive car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. They're open late Monday through Thursday until 9 p.m. and open early Saturday so you can check it off your to-do list and get on with your day. They also have a newly remodeled service lounge and additional service bay just for Quick Lane oil changes. Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck is located at 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck. That's QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Harry Buffalo. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
Good morning, I'm Bob Picozzi. So, if the regular season was over, which one of the 6 teams tied at 7-5 would get the AFC second wildcard spot? The answer would be Miami. But win number 7 hardly came easily for Coach Joe Philbin's Dolphins. They needed a 26-yard field goal by Caleb Sturgis with only 3:45 left to edge the 2-10 Jets, 16-13 in Monday Night Football.
I told the team we hadn't, we had 6 double-digit wins, if I'm not mistaken, and we haven't pulled one out. You mentioned we've lost some of those close games, and so this was a game that, I think it's a game you're going to have to win some of those games if you're going to have a good season in the NFL. You're going to be in these games.
The Jets rushed for 277 yards and lost. A hearing on Adrian Peterson's appeal of his season-long suspension will take place today. With Mississippi State losing 3 days ago, which team will replace the Bulldogs? At number 4 in the college football playoff rankings. They'll be released tonight at 7 Eastern Time on ESPN. Ole Miss announced this morning Coach Hugh Freeze has agreed to a contract extension. According to ESPN and media reports, it's a 4-year, $16 million deal. He was rumored to be a candidate for the coaching vacancy at Florida.
It's the holiday season, which means there are probably lots of football fans strapped for time. Then again, if they're at Buffalo Wild Wings, they can pick up a few gift cards during the timeout. Time saved, gift bought. In other words, a win-win. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
welcome back to the Sports Fix live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Hour 2, punching off, lift off, baby, as we roll on across the network here. J-Rock with you guys, getting ready to be joined in a moment by the doctor in the house. Dr. Football going to join us, and he can. I know this is going to work this week. You know how I know? Because I checked it before the show. I made sure. I said, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We're good." And so it should be. If we're not, hey, listen, Jeff and I went out of our way. We didn't even mention you-know-who once during that last segment. So no excuses, and I don't want to hear nothing about it. We were good to you, bro. Kyle, you be good to us. All right. As I said, Dr. Football going to join us on the phone lines. We're going to talk some Browns, and we'll continue this conversation, get his thoughts on what's going on in the land of Cleve here this week around the quarterbacks and all of that. You can keep the conversation rolling 24/7 since the phones aren't open. On Facebook, on Twitter, email, facebook.com/thesportsfix, Twitter, tweet with us at thesportsfixcle. Email us, thesportsfix@aol.com. Again, facebook.com/thesportsfix. Tweet with us at thesportsfixcle. You can email us, thesportsfix@aol.com. And I'm getting ready to go to the phones. Get our sports fix on with Dr. Football. He's here this week, I'm positive. Not even worried about this one. Dr. Football, how you doing?
Can you hear me now, J-Rock?
Oh, I can hear you now. I know it for sure. I beat up the Verizon guy. I've already beat him up, smacked him around, broke those ugly glasses that he wears. Now I know it's going to work, so we're good to go. Welcome back. Sorry about last week. That was just crazy, but we're here and it's rolling, so it's all good. It's all water under the bridge.
Yeah, that was outrageous, and I want to wish everybody a belated Happy Thanksgiving. And I just want to reference the point. I just read LG's article on Cleveland Sports 360, and I couldn't be more in agreement with him. So I guess there are some people that are going to say leave Manziel in there, and maybe if this were a different season, I would agree with it, but I can't see you making the kid go out there and get himself beat up the last couple of games of the season just because you got your Jones on to see if things are going to change, if you want to mix up the cards a little bit. You're in a playoff hunt. I really don't think you should reshuffle the cards right now in a playoff hunt.
See, that's where me. I'm at. What you just said, man. But and that's what kind of trips me out about the fan base right now in that portion of it, because it's not like John McMullen made a good point yesterday, and this is only as far as when you look at a team that's had. Like San Francisco, I think, is a great example. Not necessarily the Alex Smith thing, although that plays into it, but it's a team that had been knocking at the door, talking about 10 and 12 win seasons. We're talking about looking to go to that next level, and then that is one way of looking at things, and that's one time when you're coming off a 12-win season, and then you're sitting there at 7-5. That doesn't look anywhere near as good. My thought is just it's a completely different mindset than when you're at the beginning of the ascension, and it's the first little brush with doing halfway decent in a long time. I think that I just laugh because some fans act like this is a down season when it's the exact opposite. It's the outlier since 1999, and as much as people want to tell me that the Browns have been winning in spite of Brian Hoyer, I say they have won 66% of the games he started. Now, I know that he did not win all of those games. Please don't be unfair about what I'm saying. But there's not one of those, however many other quarterbacks since 1999, that have won 33% of their game, let alone 66% of their games. So you can't tell me that Brian Hoyer inherited this magically better Browns team last year and this year as well, but in the time in between. Like, if that's the case, wouldn't you think the Browns wouldn't have lost their entire second half of the season last year? Why did everybody tell me about Brian Hoyer going down being what caused the Browns season to go down the tubes last year? Because if the team was good enough to win in spite of the quarterback, wouldn't they have won in spite of Jason Campbell? Wouldn't they have won in spite of Brandon Whedon? I'm not talking about 2 years ago. I'm not talking about 10 years ago. I'm talking about last season when a lot of these same players were still on this team. Not all of them. There are some better players. There are some